On our homestead, we are always looking for ways to help transform the land and make things a little easier for our animals and for us. Today we're going to try out a new rock rake that hopefully will help us with a lot of those chores. Stick around. Now we have two main challenges that we're trying to solve with this rock rake. The first is our cows, when we give them round bales, they just don't eat them effectively. They do much better with square bales because we're able to spread them out a little bit more. The other thing is we don't have a bale unroller, something like a Greg Judy bale unroller that's out there. Those are really high priced and we can't find any of them used. And so we've got to find a new way to do that. We're gonna have to maybe manufacture something or fabricate it. But for now, we don't have a way to unroll those bales. And so the cows tend to leave a lot in one spot. We want to be able to get that out of the way and use it and spread it out a little bit over the field so it doesn't cause a problem right there and just have one pile of stuff that decomposes but doesn't have any grass grow under it. Now our main goal is to get grass growing in this field, and because of that we don't want the bales just sitting there with all the waste that the cows wind up having the manure in and other things just sitting there in one spot. So we want to spread it out over the field and make that a little bit easier for the grass to poke up through so we can do more for all of our pasture maintenance. Now the second thing we've got to do is we're going to have to try to clear out a path in an area that used to be wooded. We had the property logged as a family. That was something that we did, and we had the property logged in the spring, kind of in the winter into the early spring. And because we did that, there's a ton of debris that still sits out there. We actually had a chipper come through and chip out some of the areas around so it's just a little bit flatter, but that left a tremendous amount of huge joints of wood that are maybe the size of a football or smaller, and some limbs and that kind of stuff. And so we want to get that out of the way, because every time we drive up there with an ATV or a truck, those big chunks of wood wind up flipping up underneath there no matter what you do and hitting the bottom of the undercarriage of it. And I've actually even had a couple of them pop inside on the UTV before because there's no doors on it. And so it's kind of a dangerous situation. I want to get some of that out of the way and clear out a path. That's where this comes in. So let's get to work. Now we're actually trying out a new company called LANDTOP, and they're the ones that make this rake. I got it off the internet, and so I'm kind of curious to see how it works. I did have to do a little bit of assembly when it arrived. It actually arrived in two packages. One was kind of the long piece that the rake tines actually go on. The other part was all of the assembly parts, the actual tines themselves, and then all of the hardware that goes along with it. There was a decent amount of put together, but as you can imagine, they didn't have the individual tines. Instead, it was a group of tines, and they're pretty thick, but they're cast, so I kind of want to see how this is going to go over time. These are all of the pieces that go to put together these. Then these two right here, that will be on the sides right here and here. And then the other pieces are going to be up in this section right here. So that's going to be that right there. But that's how it all fits together more or less. Now you can kind of see